the word, YouTube? It's your dog Eagle World, and I'm back in your biz because I got to. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. Remember, it don't cost nothing to hit that button. But yeah, we got breaking news. Look, I'm gonna skip to the chase. You know what I'm saying? It's all over YouTube. Big U been indicted. Just recently, I came across the video of 600 explaining, the situation, the Luce Cannon about the Big U unaliving. You know what I'm saying? Throwing his name into an unaliving case. Him and Big Luce Cannon went back and forth. They had words, exchanged words. It's part of the reason of the fallout, the viral fallout between Wack 100 and 600. Luce claimed that they was, running content on his name, calling him a liar, trying to expose him. He denounced himself from the exposers, called out for a fade from the both of them. He want to squabble 600 and he want to squabble Wack. So initially, when the indictment came down, the first thing that would run to everybody's mind in the YouTube world would be that 600, really did snitch him out. Rocking the police medallion. It's kind of hard to tell, was he really like that? Really rocking out with them boys in blue, the other boys in blue. Or, was he trolling? But then again, something hit me. The initiation of YouTube of Luce Cannon to the whole world came from Luce's very first No Jumper interview. That's the interview that really sparked the fuse behind it. This one, I believe the FEDS really actually tapped into what he was saying. Luce claimed that before Nip, the late great Nipsey Hussle was unalived, that that Big U gave him a call. He called him and told him, like, Nip been killed, or they shot Nip. You see what I'm saying? So Luce Cannon claims that he called Nip, and Nip told him, Nip actually answered the phone. So Luce Cannon didn't alarm him, or notify him that what Big U had just said. He told him, yeah man, I was just calling to check on you, to see if you was all right. Then he said later on, probably 30 minutes or however long later, he got a call back that Nip had been, unalived. You know what I'm saying? That's what really brought Luce Cannon's character to the forefront. That's when he started getting all the interviews. That's when he started getting the notoriety. If I can recall, that's when Wack jumped on him, and got a hold of him. They started working together. You see, but one of the important things that was pointed out in the indictment, they actually had a press conference over this. The feds don't do press conferences. You see what I'm saying? Unless they got legitimate evidence. What they ain't gonna do is embarrass themselves. Like they say, I'm tired of hearing it. They got a 90% conviction rate, and it's basically due to the evidence and the amount of time that they've been watching. You see what I'm saying? Once they watching you, they always watch. They always gonna keep a close eye on. They saying that basically that Big U is running a criminal enterprise. There you go, a Rollin 60 Rico. You know what I'm saying? A Rollin Rico. All these notable gang members are getting on these podcasts from every city. You know what I'm saying? We seen what happened to Chicago. They took Chicago down and stopped the motion. We see what happened to the A, to Atlanta, stopped their motion. Now it seems like they shifted into LA, into the Cali world. They hitting these rappers, notables, because in this day and age, you don't even gotta have music to become an internet sensation. I won't call them famous, but an internet sensation. Look at Bricc Baby. His music is trash. Nobody listens to it. I don't know not one Bricc Baby song or whatever the case may be. But he's out. He's known. He made it to No Jumper. That seems like No Jumper is the new Vlad TV. All the youngsters, all the up and coming stars, all the internet personalities, everybody wants to make it a No Jumper. With that being said, that's why the reason I believe that they picked up Luce Cannon was due to his initial statement, because once he set it on film, once he put it on wax, and it's recorded, whether they delete the video or not, the feds got the capability to go back and get that footage. So what I believe is that's the first confession, that's somebody confessing that I heard you say this, or you told me you did this, or that this happened. You see what I'm saying? That's probably why, number one reason why. Another reason why, whether Luce was clout chasing or not, despite the way he feels about Big U, he always says in multiple interviews, you can go back and watch it, he'll say, oh, he was Big U's enforcer. Now in the gang culture, any gang culture, if you labeled as an enforcer, you one of them, you know, I'm one of the boogeymen. I'm one of the ones that's gonna get the call to come and get you, you know, to get her done. Bottom line. So there you are confessing that you are an enforcer, meaning you a shooter, you make moves, you the bully, you the bad guy, you the guy that Big U calls when he needs to get it cracking. You see what I'm saying? Bricc Baby, on the other hand, his ties to Nipsey Hussle, his ties to Black Sam, being up under Nip, running with Nip. Nip was close to who? Big Draws, OG Big Draws. You see what I'm saying? Draws. He was close to him. So with him being close to Big U, that puts Bricc Baby in a close proximity. Now, the key thing is to pay attention to is who's in the feds. A lot of people like to think that 600 is the one feeding all the information, or who probably sparked the fuse, helping the youngster, the young football player, you know, who played alongside of Big U's son. With rumor has it, allegedly, that they got that young man up out of the way so Big U's son, you know, would be the selection to go to the NFL. Just think about it. Who else is inside of the feds that would put that could actually put the target on what we're seeing on play right now? You got Lil Durk, and you got Quando Rondo, who's also a member of the neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? Neighborhood. So, with that being said, there's no telling what the conditions were prior to Quando Rondo's Rico case, which could have nothing to do with Savannah. You see what I'm saying? The unaliving of Lil Pop, back to that, is also what's going to tie Bricc Baby into the scenario even deeper. Even if they just want him from informational purposes, even if they just want to make him squeal, you know, put his back against the wall, you know, in this meeting the dust. You see what I'm saying? This will be one of the reasons why they would tie Bricc into that situation. They would scoop him up as well, because he's a known neighborhood affiliate. See what I'm saying? An outstanding member, which is to make them want to scoop him up. You see what I'm saying? Just to see what they can get out of him. Knowing that he's been on over any social media platform that comes up and Big Draws, Big U name comes into play, Bricc Baby's going to defend him to the fullest. He's one of the ones, think about it, 600. Everybody say they don't know where he came from. They don't know if he's really, you know, plugged in or he's not. Luce Cannon. They don't know if he's really from the hood or not. Both of these dudes are allegedly just claiming the car. You see what I'm saying? But you got to think back to the Quando Rondo Lil Pop situation, especially when Bricc Baby was on, you know, the No Jumper podcast. Shout out to No Jumper. He's on the No Jumper podcast, and he speaks on, oh, you can't say they didn't slide for Von no more. You can't say that Dirk didn't slide for Von no more. And Poetic Flacco's like, what you mean? What you mean? Because of this situation? Ooh. He's like, no, you know. Which would tie that into it, because what the feds believe, or the feds Dirk hasn't even been to trial yet. So the feds probably haven't even put that information out, that they know that Bricc Baby has actual ties to it, or he knows who did it, or he was involved with it, or even helped backdoor Quando Rondo. Now, prior to that, Quando Rondo was also seen with Big U during that trip while he was in Cali, while he was in LA. You see what I'm saying? He basically went to the motherland and checked in with Big U. So out of all these, now we looking at multiple homicides within the situation. All these things got to come into play when you think about who could possibly spark the fuse on it. Because other than podcasting, the Rollin 60s, since Nips, neighborhood Nips passing, ain't really had no motion like that. Their name ain't really ringing bells in music or anything like that. The torch ain't never really been passed since Nips, demise is falling. So with that being said, ain't no telling what Quando Rondo has to do with the situation. Ain't no telling what Lil Durk has said about the situation, to where the feds would already be building a case on Big U. You see what I'm saying? Yes, Big U has been in trouble in the case. They're talking about PPE loans, COVID loans, PPE loans. A couple of the suspects were caught with a couple of the suspects were caught with fentanyl, methamphetamines, and large amounts of cash. You see what I'm saying? That's all the things to bank it in and tie it into a Rico. We gotta look at the facts before we start speculating who's who and who's what, and what was the reason for them scooping them up. They never really disclosed, other than him portraying a gangster, portraying a businessman. And basically, what is that? That's your typical American gangster. That's what Hoover did. That's what Jeff Ford did. That's what you see what I'm saying, David Barksdale and them did. That's the same plan. That's the blueprint. Turn your illegal money into legal money. Wash that money. You hear me? So in order for them to come get Big U, and he's notable, he's known for doing things for the community, giving back, taking care of the people in this section. You know what I'm saying? Helping helping other cars, get to a bigger stage. At one point in time, him and Wack 100 were real close. But we got to think about all these things and just sit back and watch it unfold, because this is huge. You got Bricc Baby. First of all these gangsters out here, it seems like the target, like the feds' agenda is to put everything into Cali, put the motion back into Cali. Who knows if these big platforms, these bigger podcasts, Adam 22, No Jumper, you know what I'm saying, Cam Capone, all these are being fed some bread up under the table. You know what I'm saying? To actually pay these guys good enough money to make them come on there and talk about it. To talk about open cases, to talk about past crimes. You know what I'm saying? To talk about their past lives. And yeah, we can all say it's up to the interviewee to tell what he wants to tell, but at the end of the day, a lot of them need bread. The music scene ain't really jumping like that. That's why you see so many of them crossing over to podcasting or vlogging you know, and just doing strictly interviews. A lot of them are making more, a lot of rappers are making more money off the interviews and the notoriety from that versus their music. You know what I'm saying? Like I said again, it don't cost nothing to hit that button, but it's Eagle World. Drop a comment, tell me what your thoughts are, hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share everywhere.